Welcome to the mid-season finale of Wednesday Season 2. We're the podcast where three of the four hosts provide a refined and intellectual analysis of movies from our private collections, while one of us tries desperate to keep up. We'll let you decide which host is which, but for now, my name is Sean, and with me, as always, are my fellow festering inmates, Jeremiah.
I don't evolve, yo. I cocoon. What's up?
Eddie?
You know what they say. If you can't kill him with kindness, try lethal injection.
And Brandon.
You never forget the cold embrace of your first straitjacket.
Fester. Fiesta Fester. So throughout season 6, we've been talking about different TV shows, including our current show, Wednesday, season 2, currently on Netflix.
Currently on Netflix.
Look up the very top 10. It's up there in the top, 2.
As with every review we give, our goal is to answer one simple question. How many drinks does it take to get through the film, or in this case, the show that we just watched? Now, at the end of the podcast, we'll rate each episode based on the scale of 0 to 5, with 0 being a perfect episode that you could watch stone cold sober, and 5 being sort of the episode that makes you feel like you're coming face to face with a hive monster. They did reach you pretty bad in this one, yo. That broke my heart.
Well, we don't know.
Fingernails through the back.
Let's not jump through it. Yeah, she might still be alive.
She looked like she was dead. Not mostly dead, but dead.
No, once again, she's mostly dead because of shit. It ain't real. All right, so
It ain't real.
all right,
is it Brandon now, or where are we going now? We already did.
You gotta go to Brandon, yo.
Yeah.
It is me. I mean, he wants to skip right over me.
I've had 3 cocktails, and that's about my limit. So it should be pretty saucy from here.
You have a jug
I'm running
next
with this.
to you
Okay.
also,
Sorry, Jeremiah. You're gonna have to.
3 cocktails my ass. What the fuck is that all
You have
about?
a jug of ice right next
There's
to you.
a jug right next to him. It's like, I'm on my 3rd one. I'm being very polite right now.
It is this is not a jug of alcohol.
You steal that from a hotel?
Bucket. No.
did.
I was thinking I needed ice up here in my office, and my
Why
grandma
put
was
alcohol
from
in it?
1950s. And he's just
Did you move your ice maker
You
upstairs?
stole that from Caesar
You did,
Hotel,
didn't you?
then from Las Vegas. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I did.
Right now it's just.
Does he have
Right
a
now
little?
it's just-
You don't have the
Right
little
now
tongs.
it's just, he does.
He does
Right
have
now
the
it's
little
just
tongs,
ice,
doesn't he?
But I guarantee that there's some alcohol he's
I
thinking
guarantee
about.
there's a fucking cooler next to it with like cores in
I
it.
get my ice here, and I put my ice in my glass, and I have a nice little cocktail.
I'm surprised he hasn't poured the alcohol into the jug.
That's episodes 5 through 8.
Yeah, that's next week or a few weeks from now.
Unfortunately, I've been relegated to the little bottles because I couldn't get to Costco.
What?
But,
What is that?
Little bottles.
But a bunch of little bottles equals one big
Is that alcohol for ants?
There we go. Here we go.
All right, Brandon.
That's for Brandon.
Well, we have episode 4 of Wednesday season 2, which is titled If These Woes Could Talk, which follows Wednesday's attempts to uncover the truth of the cloaked avian and the mysterious deaths that have plagued the surrounding townspeople. This investigation leads her to the inner workings of the Nevermore Academy and Willow Hill Asylum. Ultimately, she needs to rely on her manic Uncle Fester for help. However, things go very, very wrong, and the blood hits the fan in the mid-season finale. Now, as of this recording, this episode has received a score of 8.4 on IMDb, which is a jump up from episode 3, and has an average critic score of 82% and an audience score of 79% on Rotten Tomatoes for the
What's
season.
wrong with the audience?
So let's go ahead and jump into talking about this. The audience, they don't know good TV when they see it.
I think the last episode was better than this. Yeah, I know. Let's jump in it.
Hey,
Let's jump in it. I think last episode was a banger. Let's go, guys.
Let's try.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to say it now. Ready? Episode 4 is better than episode 3.
I think episode
I'm
4
throwing it out
You
there
wash
on
your
the table
dirty
right
mouth
now.
with that.
I think episode 4 is arguably the best show of the series, and I say that with
my score will be arguing
I say that with light feet because I did not care for Uncle Fester in season 1. I believe that they have taken a moment, retooled his delivery, and it is much better in season 2, or at least I'm a little bit more used to it. I found it jarring in season 1. In season 2, he's got some of the funniest little one-liners that I have ever seen. And when he finds Louise and he does this and he turns off the light,
Looking for Lois.
I'm Lois. Oh,
Listen.
Louise. It's just okay. Continue. Go.
Listen, Sean, I'm going to one up you. I'm going to one up you and say that I could not stand Uncle Fester in season 1. Thankfully, he was only in 1.5 episodes, I think. I couldn't stand him at the very beginning of seeing him here. And I knew that he was coming back. And I texted you guys as soon as he came on screen, and I was like, I can't stand Uncle Fester. And then about 10 minutes later, I'm like, nope, I can stand Uncle Fester. I think the problem is it's different than Christopher Lloyd, and that's what it is, right? He is embracing the manic, whereas Uncle Fester from Christopher Lloyd was embracing more of the childlike innocence. And this Fred Armisen's is not innocent by any stretch of the imagination. And I think it took some time to kind of embrace it. Hey, this is the Fester that we get. And I am not upset.
I agree with you 100% on that, Brandon. Like, he's a fucking madman, you know? You know that he can leave anytime he wants to, if he wants to, right? But he loves his niece so much. And at the same time, he's just having so much fun being at that place. I mean, he's having a fucking blast. Doing it.
When he pulls up the rubber duckies in the bathtub. I mean,
the scene where he's in his cell with the biting guy, and Wednesday comes in to take his straitjacket off. He's in a straitjacket. That guy could have killed him. First of all, Wednesday doesn't even remotely give any nuance to the fact that guy's there biting in the side. Like, she's just okay. And then he goes, 3 minutes or 2 minutes of getting off a straitjacket. That's a family record. And then he turns around and this guy's biting him, and he's like, "Wow, get away from me!" And
really close to Gomez.
Yeah, right? He's changed I think he's changed his delivery slightly. I do think Fred Armisen saw some of the criticism and went, okay, I'm trying my best. I mean, this is a new show. You don't want to just repeat the past performances. Mm-hmm. But I think that he has brought a mischievousness to Fester that is not childlike, but absolutely psychotic.
It's
and I
very
think
psychotic.
that is really fun to watch because when he looks at that hotel room and he's like, I'm going to have fun in here.
When he buys it with the ink stained dollars, that to me was such a perfect little nuance. That was amazing.
It seems like you guys are all really about him, and I didn't find him bad. Okay, so what I found was I felt like I was overwhelmed with so many scenes with him. I felt like this whole episode was just him. I was just like, okay, like fuck, we're diving into it, and I thought a little bit at times it became a little bit much. I was like, okay, like let's move on to somebody else and give me a little break, because I was like, what did I just watch? It was funny. It seemed like it was like we're going. The whole episode is Fester, so I was surprised by that. You guys, did you enjoy all of it?
You kind of had the whole episode taken over by the Ophelia storyline, and you had Wednesday's alliance with Grandma. Grandma,
the Lois storyline too.
Grandma kind of finding out in the Lois storyline, and Grandma kind of finding out the name of the guy who did all of the autopsies or whatever it was, and it all kind of went to Willow Hill, and then you had Uncle Fester at Willow Hill. So it's almost like you had a realignment of priorities to Fester and Grandma and Wednesday against everybody else, and then as the episode progressed, I think that went away, but it certainly, like Ed said, it was very predominant in the first 30 minutes of the show. It's like, oh wow, this is a Willow Hill Fester episode.
But you have to give respect to Tim Burton, because I believe he's the one who actually directed this episode.
He's directed this one. Yes,
so he knows how to balance the horror, the comedy, the mayhem, all in one episode. I mean, the last 25 minutes of this episode is a fucking roller coaster ride, dude. And I think Tim Burton is just...
It's a horror film.
It is. It's
a horror film.
And it's emotional.
Like Cabin in the Woods type of shit, where it's like it literally fucking goes mayhem and shit. And Tim Burton is the one that can just easily control all these atmospheres. And he's just like, you know what? I got you here. This is it.
I mean,
serve it on a platter.
When Fester goes to this asylum, and the what's her name? I can't remember her name of the show, but it's oh god,
Judy.
What's her? No,
is it? Are you talking about the director, the boss?
The director. Yeah. She's a great actress.
Thandie Newton.
Thandie Newton keeps holding. I don't know if you saw this because it's a very quick scene, but she's holding his passports.
Oh.
No, his Fester's passports, and it's him.
It's him with that mustache.
You look at the pictures of the passports. It's him in a like a mariachi hat Hold on. It's him in a mariachi hat.
Festa.
Fiesta hat. It's him in like it's a bunch of different
like I like to travel.
He's got a mustache. He's got like he's an Italian gondola rider.
Yeah.
He's and it's just every picture she holds up, it's like it's obviously Fester in a different costume. But it's
the same smile. It's the same smile.
It's the same look, the dead eyes, and and it's just so. To me, that's the shit that like it makes me laugh so much because Addams Family is supposed to be a lighthearted show or a lighthearted movie, character, whatever you want to call it. And this is. Mm-hmm. What brings in that type of levity without going crazy. It's just funny fucking humor. It's just funny.
So I found a new appreciation for Fester. Another character that I found myself loving now as a character. Could not stand the character at the beginning, but that is Agnes, the disappearing girl. I think that she is an absolutely classic comedy,
weirdly grown on you.
So I got two characters that I really liked. There's one though that I want to talk about that I am disappointed in, and this is the only reason why this episode might not get the top score for me. And that is Grandmama. And here's the reason. Now, and I understand that they have to change it because they want to really focus on the mother-daughter dynamic. But Grandmama in the original Addams Family is Gomez and Fester's mom, right? But now we've moved over to Grandmama is Morticia's mom.
We don't know if we're going to get the other Grandmama
being
too.
Like the witch in the cauldron. I know, but instead of getting the witch in the cauldron Grandmama, we get this beautifully put together
was it Carol Kane?
Undertaker.
Carol Kane was in the second one.
Okay. I'm a little bit disappointed that they took it there. I understand they needed to for the storyline, but I'm a little bit disappointed in her character.
Hey, so time out. Does Lurch have a brother?
No.
Is it fucking a homeboy slur?
No, but because the grandmama had a tall ass mother like butler. I was like, is that Lurch's like brother or cousin or?
I have no idea.
No, that's the joke that she kept calling him the wrong name. Like that was just a running gag.
It made me think though, like maybe there's a family lineage of Lurches out there. I don't know.
Could be.
That would be hilarious. That would be so funny. But getting back to this, I think Grandmama, I know you don't want her to be Morticia's mother, but at the same time, I think that for this particular storyline, it makes for an interesting story as opposed to an old, woman around a cauldron. I found Grandmama to be conniving, manipulative, good. Everything that I wanted her to be in a character, and the fact that she makes Morticia squirm makes me happy because I think Morticia is an interesting character, and I want to see her. I want to see her overcome her mother.
We see a different side of her this whole season, by the way. Normally, she's kind of has everything, I would say, put together, but now she's kind of like, parenting Wednesday and watching Wednesday over, and not, it just seems like an odd type of character approach that we normally don't see before.
She's really parenting over Wednesday, and she knows Wednesday's going down a path that I think she remembers that her sister went down, and
the dark side.
Yeah, and she's just like she's really trying to prevent that with that whole book, right? Because Wednesday's all about this book, and that's what I almost got a little annoyed about the book because it's like, oh my god, like is there not another copy? Like, can we just give it to her? Like, I wanted to know more about the book,
the Half-Blood Prince book. Yeah.
I think you'll find more later.
Burn.
But I do want to touch on one more storyline that kind of emerged, which is the Siren Mother storyline.
Bianca's mom getting arrested.
I don't quite understand.
Well, it says she's escaped from a cult. I think that's going to play in huge. Okay. There was a whole TV portion, right, that she is an escaped from a cult. It sounded like she was married to the cult leader.
Okay.
And so obviously that's going to be coming in. Don't know how it's going to be coming in. I think it's going to well, here's the other thing too. And we mentioned this, I think it was in the episode 2 that we did, which is where's Haley Joel Osment's character going to be coming back in? Because obviously he's going to have some kind of a role in episodes 5 through 8. And I'm wondering if he is going to be kind of a henchman for the cult leader and that the cult leader, we're talking the last episode about who's kind of pulling all the strings about things. So we do have that. The other thing, and Sean, this is something we get from the Bianca storyline, is we have Steve Buscemi talking on the phone about basically the board of trustees of the school. And last episode we were talking about like, what are we worried about with Nevermore Academy? Who's the one that we're scared about? Is it about parents? So obviously there's a board or there's a group of shadowy figures that is in charge of the academy. And that's why the donor needs to be big. And that's why we're bringing in Grandmama. So there's a whole lot of things going on.
I hate to focus on cameos, but this show seems to be ripe for great fucking cameos. Like I could just see members of the board being, like you said, White
the top of the top.
Like,
yep.
Yeah,
just
stuff from
Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah,
that'd be
people
great.
From Burton's past. Burton's past.
Oh.
That he's not afraid to. I mean, I can see Danny DeVito.
I
can see
Captain O'Hara. Come on, dude.
Dude, people will go nuts off that. Yeah.
I can see a lot of different people coming into the show, and I do think. Fred Armisen to me is a B-list star, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is an A-list star, but they've kind of kept it to all sorts of type of actors. They're not just saying stars, but then they pull out Catherine Zeta-Jones, and then Luis Guzman is a B, and then you've got So I don't think they're afraid to go from. They're picking the right actor for the right role, and I think that's what's working.
They're picking the right person who is just saying, we're going to be a team player and go in and have fun. And I think that's what this show does, is even though this is significantly more scary and more intense and more just dramatic than season one, they're having a lot of fun with what they're doing. I mean, we talked about Anthony Michael Hall.
Clearly, the camaraderie and chemistry on set is phenomenal because everybody is having the time of their lives.
Got to be.
You could tell. You could tell when someone's not having a good time. I'm telling you, Fred Armisen, and I saw an interview with him. Yeah. He goes, "I'm only on set for 2 days, and I wish I was here for the whole the whole time. Like it's so fun. Everyone's just crazy. Yeah. It's just great."
I'll tell you this much, man. Like all the new guest actors and all the cameo actors, I'm just gonna say this show, they kill off their cast faster than Game of Thrones. I'll tell you that much, dude.
Oh, I know.
Holy fuck, dude.
How many episodes was Anthony Michael Hall in?
Just one. They just killed him off.
Yeah, no, but it does say 7 on IMDb.
Yeah, I think they're throwing a red herring with Haley Joel Osment. I think he's done. I think
they're doing that with everybody.
Done. I think that
Fandy Newton is done. She got killed off. You're like, okay, fuck yeah. Christina Ricci got killed off.
Yeah,
Christina Ricci got 2 episodes.
Hold on. There's Dead, and then there's
mostly dead.
And Jeremy has always said,
is Christina Ricci going to get a mechanical heart?
First of all, Christina Ricci has to come back because she has to come back.
She has to.
She
has to control the hide.
Can we talk about the avian and how she's the father of the Nevermore professor, Augustus Stone?
I was trying to understand that.
Can we break this down here?
Because who is she?
How does Slur know this fucking dude?
So she's a normie.
No, that wasn't Slur.
She's a normie.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Back up.
No. I'm also, because I'm talking about the professor that's there, right?
Right.
Turns out that he's the father of the avian, right?
So
and somehow before he dies, he gets killed by a person, and the zombie Slur says, "Hello, old friend," and I'm like, "Whoa!"
I don't think that's Slur.
Because they both were professors, or they're both teachers at Nevermore.
Wait a minute.
They were both teachers at Nevermore.
Back up. Okay.
Yes.
So we've got this guy.
Nope, I'm right.
I'm not suggesting you're not. I'm just saying I missed it. Okay. So you're this guy who was a professor at Nevermore Academy. And we had a conversation between Wednesday and Christopher Lloyd. And Christopher Lloyd said he had a daughter and that he was a little weirdo. And basically, which is funny coming from a head in a jar. I get that. So he goes to Willow Hill and starts the program called Lois, which is basically to kill all of the
long-term outcast integration study.
Right, so he killed all
to take their powers.
He killed all those.
He's not killing them.
He killed all those through obituaries, and then he had them, basically live on in his little underground dungeon. And while they were there, he started a project to extract their powers and somehow impute those powers onto his daughter, who was his test subject, who ends up being the avian.
She controls birds.
It said earlier that he could not handle that, and that's why he kind of went insane and is now in Willow Hill up on the top floor.
So there's a problem, and here's the problem. When Wednesday goes and investigates the ex-sheriff Tyler's dad's place and sees the obituaries, there's a picture that then says, who is Lois? Or, Lois, right? So I'm confused as to who that picture is. If that's just a red herring, I think it might be. But Jeremiah, going back to your question, they were both instructors at Nevermore. Slurp was the guy who, basically went crazy and kind of went beyond. And then
but he got a metal heart somehow,
burying him underneath. He created the metal heart for himself.
Okay, so he did create this. Okay, and so.
Yes.
So you're saying the person who killed the professor is Slurp?
Yes, he was
I
the
missed
zombie.
that. So he's really changed. So he's really changed into like a person.
He killed the director in the very.
It's better than
Maybelline. He killed the director also, and he was in the room pushing him around in the wheelchair, and she said, "Oh, we'll be safe in here," and she closed the door because they lost all electricity.
Then Thandy goes. Then he eats the professor. No, so they are probably old friends. Now, my frustration comes down to one thing, and that is Enid is so tragically underused this season. I know it all pivots around her and protecting her, but man, I'm missing me some Enid.
So can I tell you? Can I just tell you? I think that she's going to wolf out hard in the next 4 episodes. So I don't think that. So. I've seen the trailer.
She has to. Me too.
I have to.
You get that, there's a moment. So you also harkening back. I just want to say, I do. I think she's underused, but once again, I do want to say the use of the cello or the piano. I think in this episode, and the I think it's Cranberry Zombie. Is that
Sean.
true? Is that the song that's playing?
Sean, I need to take back what I said last time because I was planning on taking it back until you guys called me out. No, there are very few songs that I think will live on in my brain from TV show episodes. One is the continuous music that comes from The Leftovers. I think that's absolutely perfect.
Beautiful.
The use of zombie and the scenes and the way that they shot it with the music instructor just going to town
Billy
and
Piper.
the blank stares of these people because they are essentially zombies, right? They're zombified. They're blank. And at the same time, we have Slurp who's going on his rampage and he's a zombie. Like this is more than just, hey, this is a good song. Let's put it in. This is a layered moment in this episode that shows how brilliant the writers and the creators of the show are for this season. And this is transcends.
So I just watched, and if we're talking about the greatest uses of songs in episodes in TV, I think this is top. Whoever does the music arrangement for selection for this show also did it for Stranger Things because there's a couple of moments. Running Up a Hill, I think, was just a gem in Stranger Things, and I think that this show is embracing the Netflix mantra, which is get great actors, great storylines, and great music together and put a kick-ass show.
Even Bridgerton too, when you think about it too. I mean, Netflix, they're just killing it with the soundtrack.
You took it away from me. So I was gonna say it reminded me a little bit of how Bridgerton throws in this piano, pianist, this pop, these pop songs with the beautiful piano scenes. And violin scenes and the cello, like it
especially with their dancing,
Yep, yeah. So that made me think of like, oh, that was a badass scene. At the same time, there's mayhem going on in the background, right? And it's just like there's
bloodbath.
That's just great when it's crazy. So can I just go back one moment to the actress who's playing the avian and the fact that she was in Princess Bride, Princess Diaries.
She was in Hostel too, man. She was fucking brutal on that one, dude. She was good. She's a good actress. She played that very well.
She's a crazy person, but she seemed like I was hoping for more of a reveal. Like when she pulled off the hat, I was like,
yeah, but it's been 3.5 episodes.
I was like, who is she? I was hoping it to be. I was just like, I was hoping to see. They made it seem like it was going to be somebody I knew. It was like I had to I'm the daughter of this. It's like, okay. But it's just
I thought it was going to be the professor, the teacher.
Well, we've seen her. We've seen her.
I thought it was going to be a student that maybe that rubbed.
Well, when she came in out of breath,
I was like, "Oh, that's her. That's her right there. She's out of breath."
Okay,
that's her.
So let's recap a little because I think that it begs the question: where do they go from here? You've got the character of the avian basically dead.
Mm-hmm.
You've got
maybe
no, she kind of got carried away dead.
We didn't see her get killed.
Yeah, you're right. You've got Fanny Newton dead. You've got Christina Ricci probably dead. You've got a probably mysterious woman that they've Wednesday and Fester have recovered from the hospital. You've got Hyde, who's alive. You've got
Wednesday, who's comatose.
Wednesday, who's in a coma. And I think that there's this interesting, where do they go from here? What do they do from here? What happens next?
Here's a few things that people are talking about online here, that the person that they actually rescue, Wednesday rescued, possibility might be Tyler's mother, who that's a one thing. Two,
that solves the Hyde storyline and gets it out of the way. I like it.
Two, Wednesday.
She's got a new handler.
Wednesday might be also Hyde's new handler. But just hear me out on this one. She got pushed out. There's a possibility that she was able to actually get saved by the mother, or she was able to save to get pushed out on that part there. But then you also might have a chance that where Tyler will probably sacrifice himself to save Wednesday.
The Hyde?
I feel like he's gone 0 to 100 bad.
He's been locked up.
Because he was only bad in season 1, really, because he was controlled by Christina Ricci. I feel like now this is his own rage and anger and hatred and badness. I don't know. I don't see Tyler as a redeemable character in the big.
It might be like a Darth Vader type of thing. Like, I'm going to try to save myself in the end or something like that. Just don't be surprised if you see something like that. I mean, it's a typical shit, but
as good as this season is,
they need a villain, and right now the main villain left is Hyde, right? Because there's no.
Basically,
we're missing the big one. It's Ophelia. It is Ophelia. Ophelia is gonna be the big baddie.
Isn't that the aunt of Wednesday?
So here's the thing. Morticia is so angry at her mom for creating the problem with Ophelia. It's not, we've kind of decided that it's not Ophelia's death. What if it's Ophelia going over to, and I was kind of not the dark side, because they all live on the dark side, but going to pure evil? What if Ophelia is the master and commander of everything? And in a lot of ways, Sean, I'm going to speak your language. What if she is kind of the Moriarty that we're going to have as the continuous thread through seasons 1, 2, 3, and so on, where we're not going to actually see her, but she's going to be the presence controlling
Lady Gaga
everything.
Or something.
That Christina Ricci is actually being controlled by Ophelia. I'm just throwing that out there.
If Ophelia is played by Lady Gaga, I would have a hard time thinking that Lady Gaga would make that type of commitment to this show.
No, she's not going to. I don't think she's Ophelia.
All right,
I don't think she's
fine,
Ophelia.
But I do. And
do we have confirmation?
No,
do we know that?
We don't.
What's Lady Gaga's first name?
So there we go.
No, it doesn't matter. Lady.
Anyway,
so I don't disagree with you, Jeremiah or Brandon. I do think that there's a Moriarty behind the mayhem, and I do think that it was a very interesting concept to kill literally almost everybody off in this episode in order to get there.
Well, we also have the Colt.
And Slurp.
We have the Bianca's mom Colt.
Slurp.
Slurp is strong now. Like he's had enough.
Slurp is becoming humanoid.
What if he's something like? What if he's actually this very evil person? It's just weird that he goes, "Hello, old friend." Like all of a sudden now he's he's here. Like now he's in presence.
That made sense. I do think he's going to have a little bit more in this and towards the end, and he's going to get stronger, and it's going to be the Hyde and the Slurp guy who's going to be really strong, I feel like.
So here's my question. I know that we've attributed a lot of evil to Slurp, but he killed the guy who basically was stealing everybody's powers. So
Very
what
true.
if he's just kind of like a vigilante? What if he's the good guy in the end?
He killed the innocent guards. He
killed
the driving instructor, Sean.
Innocent.
I think everybody in that
dweeb,
hospital
but he
or
didn't deserve to
that
die.
ward was pretty bad or evil or something like that. So you know what? I think they all had it coming.
He killed Michael C. Hall, Anthony Michael Hall. So come on, guys.
All right,
Kids
and
in the hall,
then finally the
pass,
crescendo of the
whatever.
episode ends with Wednesday getting punted out of a window of the third floor
Literally,
onto
dude.
the ground into a coma. And this is kind of where we leave the storyline, which is we've killed off, I would say, a third of your major cast. I can't believe Steve Buscemi is still alive.
Yeah, everyone who came in. Yeah, you're all dead.
Yeah, we basically, you're all basically dead. Where do we go from here? Is the question. What where does this show change? What does it become?
Enid. So it's all going to be about saving Enid. That's what it's been for Wednesday the whole time, right? And what I love about Wednesday as a character is that she doesn't want to admit it. And she actually is confronted with this question in this episode. She doesn't want to admit that she's doing everything that she's doing in the season because of her friendship and her love for her friend. And I think it's all going to come back to Enid, that obviously there's more to her vision about Enid's death than just, hey, Enid's going to die. I think that it's obviously going to be tied into the bigger picture, but I think it's going to be about protecting Enid.
The one thing I do know is there's going to be a carnival, right? And guess who's walking through? There's Slurp, and he's walking through the carnival looking like he's going to get a fucking little doll on the way home with a little bit of cotton candy brains on the side of it. Like, so he's under the town at a Jericho carnival before the season's over.
I think in a lot of ways, this season, Wednesdays, she's her own worst enemy. And I think that she's going to finally understand that. And I think the next 4 episodes, part 2 of season 2, she's going to rely a lot on her friends and her family to really help her out in this whole next situation, whatever situation they're going to be dealing with, whatever evil or, whatever person that's pulling the strings throughout, the darkness and whatnot. You're going to see her be actually working with her family and her friends, especially with their mom, to really have an understanding. And I can't wait for that.
I think that's just going to be, it's an unwilling collaboration between everyone. I think it's Pugsley. I think it's the Bee Man. I think it's the disappearing girl. and it's all the great characters are going to get together because they have to.
Yeah.
They have a choice. And I think Wednesday is going to have to lead them into some sort of assemble. And they're going to have to defeat the evil.
Do you guys like the idea of Wednesday being, she could die? Like she's in a coma. Like, how is she coming back? I want to know how you guys think she's going to come back.
With a vengeance.
Well, there's that. My thought is a little bit more along the lines of Addams Family. I mean, if you look at any Addams Family movie or TV show, and I kind of go back to the Christina Ricci, version of it. Like, she is trying to guillotine Pugsley, and he just misses it. Right? There's this idea that death cannot touch this family. Right? That literally they are protected.
Live in death. They live in
death.
the macabre. That's what I mean.
Right. In this sense, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that she is not. The coma is of her own creation. I'm just. What about this idea? Is that the entire episode 5? She's going to be in the coma, and she's not going to wake up until the very last shot of episode 5. That means we're going to get
that would be cool.
Entire. You don't think so, Sean? Cool. We get an entire other world created that she then wakes up into.
I will bet you. I'll make you a gentleman bet of $1 that the first 30 seconds of this episode she opens her eyes.
I bet I double that.
30,
no. I think I'm with Brandon. You know who you're going to get in this character? You're going to get Enid and Agnes working with each other in episode 5.
We'll see.
She is waking up in the last 30 minutes.
She'll wake up in the last 10 minutes. I think she's going to actually find all the other Addams that, in her past or something that will help her challenge, exactly what she needs to do. And then she's going to wake up being many generations of Addams with her inside and shit, and she's gonna like release hell on people
like
and
that.
shit.
She might have a conversation with Ophelia too.
I like it. Sean, what do you think?
I think that we're gonna have
Speculate away.
a Wednesday Addams coming back with vengeance. I think she's gonna want to kill Hyde or put him down because he's too dangerous to live. And I think that she's going to get her posse together, and that's what's going to happen. And she's going to be faced with all of her demons that come back to haunt her. I wouldn't be surprised if we had Haley Joel Osment come back. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a couple of other supernatural people come back and fight the good people. We have like an all-out battle royale.
So you think the Hyde is going to be the baddie?
Dude, it's going to be the Buffy and the Angel situation,
and I think that it's going to be solved, like Jeremy said, by his mother. That's how it's going to be resolved, not with his death, but with his mother and the comfort and reverting back to a better time.
Oh, maybe we might get Cousin It on this one as well.
I would love Cousin
It.
That. That being said, Jeremiah, take us home.
That brings us to the end of review, listeners. Now it's time in the podcast where each of the hosts provides his score on the following scale. Mr. Gomez, Addams, was it with 2 D's?
Addams with 2 D's, like a padded room.
0, the perfect episode. You don't need shit to enjoy it. 1, it filled your first cocktail. 2, a happy buzz. 3, you're gonna Uber lifting home. 4, rough morning walk of shame. 5, blackout shit face spring break drunk. Gentlemen, type in your scores.
You know what? I changed my mind. I don't like my score.
You talked me down.
Bad or good? You were too bad, or
awesome.
you were too good?
I was too bad. Now I was too bad, and now I'm gonna be better because I was like, you guys talked me down.
3, 2.
Okay.
Move yours over, Jer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eddie, why don't you lead us off?
Okay.
So I still think the first episode was the best episode of the season. This definitely, if I'm grading my episodes, this is number 2 out of my 4 episodes. I had some trouble with Fester. I just was not. I felt like it was just a bit much thrown on me. I do think he's a good Fester, but I just was not ready for all of it, and I felt like at times I wanted more of the story of the rest of the story, and I felt like it became a comedy at times when I didn't need it to be. So overall, though, Wednesday being in a coma the way it ended, I was surprised. The Hyde being on the loose, Richie being gone, every character possible almost being dead. So, but I do think this is a good mid-season finale. It made you had a whole bunch of questions, and I enjoyed Fester overall in the long run. Just, you know what? I'm giving this a 1.2. This is a feel-good first cocktail. I still think amazing show. It should be definitely a 1 show, a little bit below 1 right now. This is a feel-good first cocktail with a little bit extra like that.
Yeah. So I think this is the best episode of the season so far. I think that all of my criticisms of season 1 of both Gomez and Fester have been alleviated to the point where I'm actually enjoying this new iteration of the Addams Family. Perhaps, dare I say it, even more than I ever did before. It's really hard for me to say that with Raul Julia being, I think, one of the greatest Gomez Addams you could ever ask for.
Mm-hmm.
And he set a tone that was beautiful among the family. But at the same time, this is a different iteration. It's a different tone. Morticia is more worried about Wednesday than I've ever seen her worried about anything. I think that you have a pretty damn good storyline that you just wrapped up and then asked a bunch of new questions, which is my favorite thing. They're keeping this tight. There's not a lot of fat. There's not a lot of wonder. That being said, I think this episode is the best, 0.75. I really enjoyed Fester, which I don't think I would have ever said in season 1. I really enjoyed the sound, the Zombies by the Cranberries montage. I think that alone makes this a sub 1 episode. That alone makes this one of the greatest episodes ever produced, period, end of story. No ifs, ands, or buts. I love a montage set to music, and this one just fucking crushed it. So, my opinion. Sorry if you agree, disagree. Jeremiah.
Yeah, I agree with Sean and Eddie with this particular episode and this series for Wednesday, the second season. It's a great cliffhanger. It's something that it just leaves you kind of like, wow, everything's all kind of fucked up. Everything's lost here. A lot of people have died. We got a bloodfest. To me, this is the best episode of the first part one here. I mean, it's just, you got Tim Burton. He's at the helm and he's got this show and he knows exactly what he wants to do. It's frightening. It's scary. It's funny at times. Every actor is on their fucking A game. Jenna Ortega, I mean, she lost here, dude. I mean, she's our hero. And you know what? She owns it at the same time. I can't wait to see what happens on part 2. I'm all for this, man. This is a .50. I think it's one of the best. And thank you, Wednesday, because I was coming into this series and I was just like, fuck, I don't even want to do this because it's going to be shit, because of the last 2 episodes series that we've done. So hopefully part 2, hope the plane lands. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Let's see what you do in a few weeks here.
So when I think of great grunge songs, I think of Nirvana and I think of No Apologies. Right. And to me, I know it sounds stupid, but that's exactly what I think is the success, or the reason for success for season 2 here, is that they're not apologizing. They're not asking for anybody's approval. They're just saying, this is the story we want to tell. And we're not catering to anybody. This is not a genre that you can point in and say, this is, a coming of age. This is a horror. This is we do a comedy. This is a family drama. It's every single one of them. The only thing that it's not is a kid's show anymore. And I couldn't be more thankful for that. Right. I think is interesting. And Sean, you said this, I can't remember this podcast or last podcast episode, is that everybody seems to be having fun. Everybody is given over to the purpose of this. And you can see it on screen, right? You can see it bleed through on screen when an actor is just not feeling it. I have not seen a single performance that isn't done to excessive brilliance. And that's what Tim Burton does, right? I think it's no surprise for me. And I've mentioned before my adoration of Tim Burton, but my favorite 2 episodes of this season were the 2 that Tim Burton directed.
There you have it.
1 and 4. And I think that there's so much here. I'm just going to say this because I know Eddie's got the top clock on me. The reason I love this is because it did exactly what this episode needs to do. Not just tell a good story with engaging characters and performances, but it acted as that mid-season finale that just made me say, gosh darn it, I don't want to wait a month until I see what happens. No, and so, episode 1, I gave it a .2666. I do want to agree with Sean and say that this is better than episode 1, and it is a .24. I mean, it's bordering on a 0.
.24?
That's just the reality. But I'm going to go ahead and give it to the benefit of I'm going to give it the doubt of the benefit. And say it's a .24. So there it is. I'm just having a couple sips of that alcohol. And yeah, I'm excited about it. Cannot wait for next half.
Brandon, you said No Apologies, Nirvana. It's called All Apologies. It's not no apologies. You said no apologies.
Can I redo that?
Is Papa Roach. All apologies is Nirvana. I just want to correction there.
And I get up again.
Listen, there's a great Bruce Springsteen song, and I know this one. It's called No Surrender.
My brother,
God, it is All Apologies.
The big Nirvana. He didn't want to do that to you, but I
actually thought you said All Apologies.
No, he said no. He said no apologies.
I didn't hear that correctly.
I said no.
Yeah, that's Papa
God.
Roach. Fuck. So, anyways,
it's okay.
I have to do it.
I'm not angry with you.
I am doing it.
I'm just a little disappointed.
What's that famous Papa Roach song? What's that one song that they do that's so good?
Cut my life into
no apologies.
pieces.
That's Limp Bizkit.
This is my last resort.
Right now.
Suffocation, no breathing. Don't
Let's go back to Nirvana, though.
Speaking of all apologies, Eddie. Speaking of all apologies, I want to give one to Nirvana and rock and grunge. I love that music. I love Nirvana. I fucked up on that one.
I found it, and I was just like, I'm definitely gonna go on this one.
You got it. Yeah.
Anyways, it's
you got it.
Yes,
so what does this episode get?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be the top. It's gonna be a 0.6725. A 0.6725. Not perfect, but definitely
Jeremiah?
the top.
Number 1.
All right. Well, I think so. So we got 4, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so number 4 is the best episode for season 2. Number 1 is the second best episode. Number 3 is number 3rd. And number 2 is the 4th best episode.
So it's 4, 1, 3, 2.
Here's another thing, folks. Our series average before this episode was a 1.142. Now our series average with the new score is a 1.025. This season is killing it, crushing it.
If you enjoyed our review or are a fan of the podcast, we ask you please subscribe where you're listening. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. You can also find us on Instagram at the Gentleman Podcast. The dot means a lot. Jeremiah takes a lot of effort and energy to put up information about our podcast, information about our upcoming episodes, pictures of cocktails, recipes of cocktails, all sorts of stuff.
You.
It's all for the audience, and it is our gateway to our YouTube channel, which can be found at 3.5 Gentlemen, where you can find all of season 6 on video, which is slightly terrifying to see us on video, but at the same time, people seem to enjoy it. And all of our backlog from season 5 through 1 on audio only, because we did not video those particular seasons.
Sorry, listeners. Video kill the podcast star.
Please, once again, make sure wherever you're listening to subscribe, like, and we ask that you ask one person in your life, tell one person to listen to our podcast.
Of one.
The power of one will expand our listener base dramatically. So if you tell anyone in your life to please listen to 3.5 Gentlemen, tell them the truth, that we're funny. Brandon's wrong all the time, and Eddie slurs, and it's okay, and everything is
music
okay.
and movies.
You have been drinking today. I know that for sure.
2 glasses
in a pitcher.
And with that, we'll say thank you so much and cheers. We'll see you next week. Stay fresh out there, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Peace out. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. All apologies, guys.
To Sean?